Hello everyone. Welcome back to English Pulse. Today I want to talk about something that can completely change the way you learn English. We're going to talk about how to think in English naturally. A great many folks believe that speaking English is challenging because they don't know enough words. But that's not the largest problem. The largest problem is that they first think in their own language, then translate every word into English. This takes time. It makes speaking gradual. It also makes people feel nervous. If you want to speak English naturally, you must gradually teach your brain to think in English. It may sound challenging, but it's much easier than you think. Today I will share simple ideas that assisted me, and I believe they can help you too. Let me tell you a story. When I first began learning English, I always translated everything in my head. If someone asked me a simple question like "How are you?" I first thought in my own language. Then I looked for English words. By the time I found the answer, the conversation had already moved on. I felt gradual and embarrassed. I thought maybe English was too challenging for me. But one day I realized that children don't learn language by translating. They simply connect words with ideas. That made me think differently. Instead of translating, I began connecting English words directly to pictures, actions, and feelings. Gradually, everything began to change. The first thing you should do is use simple English in your mind. Don't try to think about challenging topics. Begin with simple things. When you wake up in the morning, look around your room. Say in your mind, "This is my bed. This is my window. My phone is on the table. The weather looks nice today." These are very simple sentences. You already know these words. The goal isn't to use perfect English. The goal is to teach your brain to think without translating. Every little sentence is like exercise for your brain. The more you practice, the powerfuler your English thinking becomes. I remember my first week of doing this. At first, I could only think one or two English words. Sometimes I forgot the right word. Instead of stopping, I used another word that I already knew. If I didn't know the word curtain, I simply thought the cloth on the window. That was enough. I kept going without translating. This assisted me stay in English. I learned that communication is more significant than perfect vocabulary. As time passed, I learned the correct words naturally. Another assistful habit's talking to yourself in English. Don't worry. This doesn't mean speaking loudly in public. You can quietly speak while walking, cooking, or cleaning your room. You can say, "Now I am making tea. The water is hot. I need a cup. The tea smells great." These simple sentences train your brain to use English naturally. You're practicing real English about real life. This is much improved than only memorizing long word lists. When you describe your daily activities, English becomes part of your life. There was a time when I washed the dishes every evening. Instead of thinking about other things, I described everything in English. "I am washing the plate. The water is warm. This glass is clean. Now I will dry the spoon." At first it felt strange. After several days it felt normal. My brain became quicker. I didn't need to translate anymore. English began coming naturally because I used it every day in simple situations. Another significant tip is to use pictures instead of translations. Imagine you hear the word apple. Don't think of the word in your own language. Instead, imagine a fresh red apple. Imagine holding it. Imagine eating it. This creates a direct connection between the English word and the object. Your brain learns quicker this way. The same works for actions. When you hear the word run, imagine someone running. When you hear laugh, imagine someone smiling and laughing. Pictures are powerful. They assist your brain understand English without another language. When I began doing this, I noticed something interesting. I remembered new vocabulary much improved. Before I memorized long lists of words with translations, I forgot many of them after several days. But when I connected words with pictures and experiences, I remembered them for a long time. It felt natural because my brain was learning the same way children learn their first language. Listening is also one of the best ways to learn to think in English. Listen to simple English stories each and every day. Don't stop every minute to translate every word. Just listen and enjoy the story. Your brain will gradually understand more and more. Even if you understand only half of the story today, that's okay. Tomorrow you will understand a bit more. Your listening skills will improve and your brain will become comfortable with English sounds and sentence patterns. I remember listening to the same short story many times. The first time I understood only several sentences. The second time I understood much more. After listening 5 or 6 times, I understood almost everything without translating. That gave me confidence. I realized that repetition isn't boring. Repetition is one of the quickest ways to train your brain. Another great habit's reading simple English books. Read books that match your level. If the book is too challenging, your brain will keep translating. If the book is simple, your brain can stay in English. Read gradually. Imagine every scene like a movie in your mind. When the story says the boy opened the door, imagine the boy opening the door. This assists you think directly in English instead of translating every sentence. Don't worry if your English isn't perfect today. Nobody begins by thinking fluently in another language. Every person begins with simple words and short sentences. Shorthands. The significant thing is to practice each and every day. 5 or 10 minutes of daily thinking in English is much improved than 1 hour once a week. Your brain learns through repetition and consistency. Always remember that making mistakes is part of learning. If you forget a word, don't stop. Use another simple word. Keep thinking. Keep speaking. Keep listening. Every little effort teaches your brain something new. One day you won't notice that English words come into your mind automatically. You will answer questions more quickly. You will understand stories more easily. You will feel more confident because you're no longer translating every sentence. Learning to think in English naturally is like teaching your brain a new habit. At first it feels strange. Then it feels easier. Finally, it becomes normal. Each and every day you practice. You take one more step towards speaking English fluently and confidently. So begin today. Think about your room, your family, your food, your work, or your hobbies in simple English. Don't wait until you know thousands of words. Begin with the words you already know. Those little steps. Chapter 2. Train your brain to think without translating. We will learn how to train your brain to think in English without translating. This is one of the most powerful habits you can build. It doesn't happen in one day, but if you practice a bit each and every day, your brain will gradually change. One day you won't notice that English words come into your mind naturally. You won't have to search for every word. Speaking will become easier, quicker, and more enjoyable. Let me tell you another story. One morning I decided to spend just 10 minutes thinking only in English. I was making breakfast. Normally I would think in my own language, but that day I challenged myself. I looked at the bread and said in my mind, "This is bread. I will toast it. I need butter. The tea is hot. The kitchen smells nice today." These were very simple sentences. Sometimes I forgot a word, but I didn't stop. I simply used another simple word that I already knew. Those 10 minutes taught me something truly essential. I didn't need perfect English. I only needed to keep my brain working in English. One of the easiest ways to train your brain is by asking yourself simple questions in English. For example, when you wake up, ask yourself, "How do I feel today?" Then answer in English. "I feel delighted today. I feel a bit tired. I feel excited." Before going outside, ask yourself, "What should I take with me?" Then answer, "I need my phone. I need my keys. I need some water." These little conversations teach your brain to think directly in English. You're not translating, you're simply talking to yourself. I began doing this every morning. At first, my answers were only 3 or 4 words. After several weeks, my answers became longer. I began adding more details. Instead of saying "I am hungry," I said "I am hungry because I didn't eat breakfast." Instead of saying "It's raining," I said "It is raining so I need my umbrella." My brain gradually learned how to build longer sentences without translating them. Another assistful habit's describing everything around you. Imagine you're sitting in your room. Look around carefully. Describe every object you can see. The chair is brown. The table is clean. My bag is on the floor. The fan is moving gradually. The window is open. You already know many of these words. You don't need challenging vocabulary. The purpose is to keep your brain active in English. Every sentence makes your English powerfuler. Sometimes I practice this while walking outside. I looked at the sky and thought, "The sky is blue. The birds are flying. A great many folks are walking. The road is busy today." It felt like I was telling a story about everything I saw. This simple exercise assisted me think quicker. My brain became comfortable using English for everyday situations. Another significant habit's using English when making little decisions. For example, When choosing clothes, think I will wear my blue shirt today. The weather is warm. I don't need a jacket. When shopping, think I need milk. I also need eggs and bread. The apples look fresh today. These everyday thoughts become daily English practice. You're not sitting in a classroom, but you are learning all the time. I remember going to a supermarket one afternoon. Instead of thinking in my own language, I tried to think only in English. I looked at each item and named it. Rice, sugar, soap, juice, tomatoes. Then I made simple sentences. I need 2 bottles of water. This fruit looks fresh. That bag is expensive. I realized that even a shopping trip could become an English lesson. Listening also plays a truly essential role. Listen carefully to simple English each and every day. Don't only listen with your ears. Listen with your mind. Try to imagine the pictures while you listen. If someone says the little girl is playing in the park, imagine the girl running, smiling, and playing. Your brain begins connecting English words directly with ideas instead of translations. This is exactly how natural thinking develops. I listen to many short English stories every evening. Sometimes I closed my eyes while listening. I imagined every scene like a movie. I saw the people, the houses, the animals and the places. After some time, I noticed something marvelous. I understood the story without translating every sentence. My brain simply understood the meaning. That was a very exciting moment. Reading simple books can assist in the same way. Read every insect. If the story says the boy walked into the forest, see the forest in your mind. Hear the birds. Feel the wind. Watch the boy walking between the trees. This makes English feel alive. You're no longer thinking about grammar rules. You're simply understanding ideas. Don't worry if you can't think in English all day. Nobody does that in the beginning. Even 5 minutes is enough. Tomorrow make it 6 minutes, then 7. Little by little your brain becomes powerfuler. Learning English is like exercising your muscles. Every little practice makes you improve. Sometimes your brain will automatically switch back to your own language. That's completely normal. Don't become frustrated. Smile and gently return to English. Every time you come back to English, your brain learns a bit more. Progress is made through many little efforts, not one perfect day. Another useful habit's learning words in groups. For example, when you think about your kitchen, remember words like spoon, fork, plate, cup, glass, knife, and bottle together. When you think about school, remember teacher, student, classroom, book, pencil, and homework together. This assists your brain organize vocabulary naturally. Later, when you think about your kitchen, all those English words come into your mind quickly. I also found it assistful to repeat positive sentences each and every day. Every morning, I told myself, I can learn English. I improve each and every day. I am becoming more confident. I enjoy learning English. These sentences encouraged me and gave me more confidence. A positive mind learns quicker because it's not afraid of making mistakes. Remember that your goal isn't to think perfectly. Your goal is simply to stay in English for a bit longer each day. Little improvements become large improvements over time. One day you want is that you understand English videos without translating. Another day you will answer someone immediately in English. These moments show that your brain is changing. Learning to think in English naturally is a journey. Some days will feel simple. Some days will feel challenging. Keep going anyway. Every simple sentence you think today is building the English speaking brain you want tomorrow. Trust the process. Practice each and every day, and enjoy every little success. The more you think in English, the more natural English will become. And one day you will realize that you're no longer translating at all. Chapter: Build the habit of thinking in English each and every day. A habit, something you do again and again until it becomes natural. At first you must remind yourself to do it. Later your brain does it automatically. This is exactly how you can become a natural English speaker. You don't need to study all day. You only need to practice a bit each and every day with patience and consistency. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine wanted to improve his English speaking. He studied grammar for many years. He memorized hundreds of vocabulary words. But when someone asked him a simple question, he became nervous. He still translated every sentence. One day he decided to change his learning method. Instead of memorizing more rules, he began thinking in English. Every morning he described everything he saw. He talked to himself while walking. He listened to simple English stories every evening. After 3 months, People noticed something different. He spoke quicker. He smiled more. He answered questions without long pauses. The secret wasn't more grammar. The secret was building a daily habit. One of the easiest habits is thinking in English from the moment you wake up. Before you even leave your bed, say several simple sentences in your mind. You can say great morning. Today is a new day. I feel fresh. I will have a great day. I need to brush my teeth. Then I will make brie quick. These are very simple sentences. They may seem little, but they are powerful. They teach your brain to begin the day in English instead of another language. When I began doing this, I often forgot after 2 or 3 minutes. Then I remembered again and continued. I didn't become angry with myself. I simply smiled and began thinking in English again. Every time I returned to English, I was strengthening my habit. After several weeks, it became easier. I no longer needed to remind myself all the time. My brain naturally began using English during the morning. Another marvelous habit's giving yourself simple instructions in English. For example, when you're cleaning your room, pick up the books, open the window, put the clothes in the closet, sweep the floor, make the bed. Your brain learns action words naturally because you're using them while doing the action. Meters. This creates a powerful connection between the word and the activity. I remember cleaning my room one Saturday morning. Instead of listening to music, I talked to myself in English. This room looks messy. I need to clean it. First, I will make the bed. Then, I will organize my desk. It felt funny at first, but after some time, it became enjoyable. I realized that I was practicing English without opening a textbook. Another great habit's using English during short waiting times. Each and every day we wait for many things. We wait for a bus. We wait in a line. We wait for food to cook. Most people spend this time looking at their phones without thinking. Instead, use those moments to practice English. Describe the people around you. Think about your plans. Review yesterday's activities. These few minutes add up over time. I used to wait for the bus every morning. Instead of becoming bored, I practiced English in my mind. I thought the bus is late today. The weather is cool. A great many folks are waiting. That man is reading a newspaper. A bit child is smiling. These simple thoughts improve my English much more than I expected. Listening each and every day is another habit that changes your thinking. Choose simple English stories or conversations. Listen while walking, exercising or relaxing. Don't worry if you do not understand every word. Focus on the main idea. Your brain is learning sentence patterns, pronunciation, and natural expressions. The more you listen, the more familiar English becomes. I listened to the same English story many times during 1 week. At first, I understood only a bit. By the end of the week, I understood almost everything. The story became part of my memory. I even began thinking with some of the same English expressions. This showed me that repetition is one of the best teachers. Reading simple English each and every day is also a powerful habit. You don't need a long novel. Even 1 page is enough. Read gradually and imagine every sentence. If the story says the family sat together for dinner, picture the family sitting around the table. Imagine the food, the smiles, and the conversation. Your imagination assisted your brain understand English naturally. When I first began reading simple English stories, I wanted to look up every unknown word. Soon I realized that this interrupted my thinking. So I changed my method. If I understood the main idea, I kept reading. Later, I learned the new words naturally through repetition. Reading became much more enjoyable and my confidence grew every week. Writing is another daily habit that assists you think in English. Keep a little notebook or use your phone. Every evening, write 5 or 6 simple sentences about your day. For example, today I worked hard. I met my friend. We drank tea together. The weather was sunny. I learned 3 new English words. These simple sentences assist you organize your thoughts directly in English. I kept a little notebook beside my bed. Every night before sleeping, I wrote about my day. At first, my sentences were very short. After several months, they became longer and more natural. The marvelous thing was that my speaking also improved because writing assisted organize my thoughts. Don't forget to celebrate little successes. Many learners only focus on what they can't do. Instead, notice your progress. Maybe today you thought in English for 10 minutes. Maybe you understood an English story without subtitles. Maybe you remembered a new word without translating it. These are all victories. Celebrate them. They show that you're moving forward. There were many days when I felt that I was learning gradually. Then I looked at my notebook from several months earlier. I noticed that my old sentences were much shorter and simpler. My new sentences were longer and clearer. That made me realize how much progress I had made without noticing it. Sometimes you will feel tired. Sometimes you will forget to practice. That's completely normal. Don't give up because of one poor day. Every successful learner has challenging days. What makes them successful is that they always return to learning. If you miss one day, simply begin again tomorrow. Never believe that one mistake means failure. Always remember that fluency is built through daily habits, not through one large lesson. Every little English thought is another brick in the powerful house you're building. Day after day, your confidence grows, your vocabulary grows, your speaking becomes smoother, your brain becomes comfortable using English naturally. So make English a part of your daily life. Think in English while you wake up, eat, breathe, quick, travel, work, study, exercise, cook, shop, and relax. The more often you use English in your everyday life, the less you will need to translate. One day you will suddenly realize that English has become a natural part of your thinking. That day will come if you continue practicing with patience, confidence, and a smile. Chapter 4. Think in English during real-life situations. We will learn how to think in English during real-life situations. This is one of the largest steps toward becoming fluent. Many learners only use English when they open a book or watch a lesson. Then they stop using it for the rest of the day. But English becomes natural only when it becomes part of your real life. You don't have to travel to another country to do this. You can practice English wherever you're. Every moment of your day can become an English lesson if you know how to use it. Let me tell you a story. I once met a man who spoke English very naturally. I asked him how he became so fluent. He smiled and said, "I never waited for English class. I practiced English while living my normal life." I was surprised. So I asked him what he meant. He explained that every morning he thought about his plans in English. While cooking, he described every step in English. While walking outside, he named everything he saw. At night, he remembered his whole day in English. He didn't spend many hours studying grammar. Instead, he turned his daily life into English practice. That conversation changed the way I learned forever. The first real-life situation you can use is getting ready in the morning. As soon as you wake up, begin thinking in English. Say, "I need to get out of bed. I will wash my face. I need to brush my teeth. Then I will take a shower." These are simple thoughts, but they assist your brain stay in English. As you continue getting ready, describe every action. "I am wearing a blue shirt. These shoes are comfortable. I need my wallet and my phone." Every sentence becomes another step toward fluency. I remember practicing this every morning. At first, I forgot after several minutes. Then I remembered again and continued. After several weeks, I noticed something exciting. I no longer had to force myself. My brain automatically began describing my morning routine in English. It became as natural as drinking a glass of water. Another excellent time to practice is while eating. Look at your food and think in English. "This rice is hot. The soup smells delicious. The tea is sweet. I like fresh fruit." You can even describe the taste. "The apple is juicy. The bread is soft. The coffee is powerful." These simple thoughts teach your brain useful vocabulary that you can use in everyday conversations. One afternoon, I was eating lunch alone. Instead of watching videos on my phone, I decided to practice English. I described every bite. I talked about the colors, the taste, and the smell of the food. It seemed like a little exercise, but I realized I had practiced English for 15 minutes without opening a textbook. That made me understand that learning can happen anywhere. Walking outside is another marvelous opportunity. As you walk, observe everything around you. Think the sky is cloudy today. The trees are moving because of the wind. A bit boy is riding a bicycle. The street is busy. Many cars are passing. Your surroundings give you endless topics to think about. Each and every day is different. So every day you learn new ways to describe the world. I often practice this while walking through my neighborhood. One day, I noticed a little bird sitting on a tree branch. I thought the bird looks peaceful. It's singing a lovely song. Several minutes later, I saw children playing football. I thought they looked delighted. They are laughing and running. Without realizing it, I had spent almost 30 minutes thinking only in English. Shopping is another perfect place to practice. Before entering a store, make a shopping list in English. Think, I need bread, eggs, milk, rice, and vegetables. Inside the store, continue using English. These bananas look fresh. This bottle is too expensive. I need a larger bag. Every decision becomes another English sentence. I remember visiting a supermarket one evening. Instead of rushing through the store, I quietly practiced English in my mind. I compared prices, described products, and planned my meals. By the time I reached the checkout counter, I had practiced English for almost 20 minutes. It was enjoyable because I was learning while doing something I already needed to do. Public transportation can also become an English classroom. Whether you're riding a bus, a train, or sitting in a car, observe your surroundings. Think about where people are going. Describe the weather. Imagine short stories about the people you see. For example, that woman is carrying flowers. Maybe she is visiting a friend. That man looks tired because he worked all day. These simple ideas assist your imagination grow while improving your English. One rainy afternoon, I was sitting on a bus. Instead of looking at my phone, I watched the rain falling on the windows. I thought the rain is making everything look fresh. The roads are wet. People are carrying colorful umbrellas. It felt peaceful and I realized that even quiet moments can become valuable English practice. Another useful habit: thinking in English while doing household chores. If you're washing dishes, cleaning your room, folding clothes, or watering plants, describe everything you are doing. This plate is clean. I need more soap. The floor looks much improved now. These flowers need water. Household activities happen each and every day, so they give you daily opportunities to practice. When I cleaned my room every weekend, I always talked to myself in English. I gave myself instructions like, begin with the desk, put the books on the shelf, throw away the old papers. This assisted me learn many useful action words without memorizing them from a vocabulary list. Another significant habit's planning your future in English. Before going to sleep, think about tomorrow. Say, tomorrow, I will wake up early. I will complete my work. I will read an English story. I will call my friend. Planning your day in English assists your brain become comfortable. Talking about the future. Every night before sleeping, I spent 5 or 10 minutes thinking about the next day. Sometimes I also remembered what happened during the day. I thought today was a great day. I learned something new. I completed my work. Tomorrow I will do even improved. This simple habit improved both my English and my confidence. Don't worry if you sometimes forget words. That happens to everyone. The significant thing isn't to stop thinking. Use simple words that you already know. If you can't remember the word umbrella, you can think the thing people use when it rains. Keep your thoughts moving. Fluency comes from communication, not perfection. Remember that your brain learns through repetition. Every time you think in English during a real-life activity, you strengthen the connection between English and your daily experiences gradually. English stops feeling like a school subject. It becomes a natural part of your life. Always believe in yourself. You don't need perfect grammar or a huge vocabulary to begin thinking in English. Begin with the simple words you already know. Use them each and every day. Add several new words each week. Little by little, your thoughts will become longer, your confidence will become powerfuler, and your English will become more natural. Thinking in English during real life is one of the greatest secrets to fluency. Every meal, every walk, every shopping trip, every household chore, and every quiet moment can become an opportunity to practice. The more often you connect English with your daily life, the quicker your brain will stop translating. One day you will suddenly notice that English thoughts appear naturally without any effort. That's the moment when you know your practice has truly changed the way your brain works. Cheap. Make English your first thought. We will learn how to make English your first thought instead of your second thought. This is an exciting step because it brings you much closer to speaking naturally. When English becomes your first thought, you no longer pause to search for words. Your mind responds quickly. You feel more relaxed because you're thinking directly in English instead of moving back and forth between two languages. Let me tell you a story. I remember meeting a learner who always carried a little notebook. Every time he learned a new English word, he wrote it down. But he did something different from other learners. He didn't write the translation. Instead, He wrote a simple English sentence using the new word. Then he spent the whole day thinking about that word. If the word was delighted, he thought, I am happy today. My family is delighted. Delighted people smile a lot. If the word was rain, he thought, the rain is falling. The road is wet. I like listening to the rain. Little by little, English became his first language of thought. After several months, he noticed that English words came into his mind before the words in his own language. One of the best ways to make English your first thought is to give every object around you an English name. When you see a chair, think only chair. Don't think about its name in your own language first. When you see a window, think window. When you see a tree, think tree. This may sound very simple, but it trains your brain to connect English words directly with real objects. That direct connection is the foundation of natural fluency. I practiced this everywhere I went. At home, I looked around and silently named everything: door, table, clock, lamp, pillow, blanket. While walking outside, I named the things I saw: car, bicycle, park, river, bridge, bird. At first, it felt like a game. After several weeks, I noticed that I was recognizing these objects in English automatically. I no longer needed to translate them. Another useful habit's creating little stories in your mind. For example, if you see a dog in the street, don't stop at saying that's a dog. Continue the story. Think the dog looks friendly, it's waiting for its owner. Maybe they will go home together. The dog looks delighted today. You don't know if the story is true, and that's okay. The purpose is to keep your brain active in English. Your imagination assists you build longer thoughts without worrying about grammar. I often did this while sitting in a park. I watched people walking by and created simple stories about them. That man is carrying a heavy bag. Maybe he went shopping. That little girl is laughing because she is playing with her brother. That family is taking pictures because they are enjoying their weekend. These little stories made English practice fun and creative. Another powerful habit's replacing silent time with English thinking. A great many folks spend time waiting without thinking about anything. They wait for food to cook. They wait for a friend, or they wait in a line. Instead of letting your mind become empty, fill those moments with English. Think about your plans, your dreams, or your favorite memories. Every quiet moment becomes another chance to practice. I remember waiting for an appointment one afternoon. Most people around me were looking at their phones. I decided to practice English instead. I thought about my weekend plans. Tomorrow I will visit my cousin. We will drink tea together. Maybe we will watch a movie. I hope the weather stays sunny. By the time my name was called, I had practiced English for almost 20 minutes without feeling bored. Listening carefully is another way to make English your first thought. When you listen to simple English conversations, try not to translate. Instead, focus on understanding the meaning. Imagine the situation like a movie. Listen to the voices. Picture the people and follow the story naturally. Your brain gradually learns that English isn't something to translate, it's something to understand directly. I used to listen to the same conversation each and every day for 1 week. The first day felt challenging. The second day was easier. By the fifth day, I understood almost everything without thinking about my own language. That experience taught me that repetition trains the brain improved than constantly searching for new material. Reading simple English stories can assist in the same way. Read for meaning, not for translation. If you understand most of the story, keep reading, don't stop because of one unknown word. Your brain learns improved when it follows the story naturally. Many words become clear through the context. There was a short story about a farmer that I read many times. At first, I wanted to use a dictionary for every unfamiliar word. Then I decided to continue reading without stopping. By the end of the story, I understood the new words because of the situation. That experience made reading much more enjoyable. Another marvelous exercise is describing your feelings in English. Throughout the day, ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Then answer honestly. I feel relaxed. I feel excited. I feel nervous. I feel proud. Next, explain why. I feel delighted because I completed my work. I feel tired because I woke up early. This habit teaches you to express real emotions naturally. I began writing my feelings in a little journal every evening. Sometimes I wrote only 4 or 5 sentences. Other days I wrote a whole page. Over time I noticed that expressing emotions in English became much easier. I no longer searched for every word because I had practiced them many times. Don't compare yourself with people who have been learning English for many years. Every learner has a different journey. Some people learn quickly, others need more time. What matters isn't how quick you learn but how consistently you practice. If you think in English each and every day, your progress will surprise you. I remember feeling disappointed because another learner spoke much improved than I did. Then I realized something significant. I was comparing my beginning with someone else's middle. Instead of comparing myself with others, I began comparing myself with the person I had been 1 month earlier. That changed my attitude completely. Every month I could see little improvements, and those small improvements gave me confidence. Always remember that thinking in English isn't about being perfect, it's about building a new habit. Every simple thought strengthens your brain. Every new sentence makes you more confident. Each and every day of practice brings you closer to fluency. The day will come when someone asks you a question in English and you will answer immediately without translating. You will smile because you will realize that English has become your first thought. That moment won't happen by accident. It will happen because of all the little moments you practiced every single day. So continue using English from morning until night. Think about your plans, your work, your family, your hobbies, your dreams, and your future in English. The more you make English your first thought, the more natural your speaking will become. Step by step, your mind will stop translating and begin living in English. That's the true beginning of real fluency. Chapter 6. Think in English with confidence. Each and every day we will learn the final skill before becoming a natural thinker in English. That skill is confidence. A great many folks know enough English to communicate, but they are afraid to use it. They worry about making mistakes. They worry that people will laugh at them. Because of this fear, they keep translating every sentence. But when you become confident, your brain becomes relaxed. A relaxed brain thinks quicker, remembers more words, and speaks more naturally. Let me tell you a story. A young woman wanted to improve her English. She studied grammar each and every day. She learned hundreds of vocabulary words. She watched many English videos. But whenever someone spoke to her in English, she became silent. She knew the answer, but fear stopped her. One day her teacher gave her simple advice. The teacher said, "Forget about speaking perfectly. Just speak." She followed that advice. She made many mistakes in the beginning. Sometimes she forgot words. Sometimes she used the wrong grammar. But she kept speaking anyway. After several months, something marvelous happened. She became much more confident. She spoke naturally because she was no longer afraid of making mistakes. That story taught me a truly essential lesson. Confidence doesn't come before practice. Confidence comes because of practice. The more you think in English, the more confident you become. The more confident you become, the easier it's to think in English. These two things grow together. One of the best ways to build confidence is to accept mistakes. Every learner makes mistakes. Even native speakers sometimes choose the wrong words or forget what they want to say. And mistakes are a normal part of communication. They are not signs of failure, they are signs that you're learning. When you stop fearing mistakes, your mind becomes free to think naturally. I remember making many mistakes when I first began speaking English. Sometimes I mixed up words. Sometimes I forgot simple vocabulary. I felt embarrassed at first. Then I realized that every mistake taught me something new. Instead of feeling ashamed, I became curious. I asked myself, what can I learn from this mistake? That simple question assisted me improve much quicker. Another assistful habit: speaking gradually. Many learners think they must speak very quick to sound fluent. That's not true. Speaking too quick often creates more mistakes and more stress. Speak clearly. Speak calmly. Give your brain enough time to organize your thoughts. As your confidence grows, your speed will naturally increase. I practiced speaking gradually every evening. I looked into a mirror and talked about my day. I didn't rush. I focused on clear pronunciation and simple sentences. At first, my speech was gradual. After several weeks, I noticed that my speed increased without any extra effort. My brain had become more comfortable with English. Another powerful exercise is recording your own voice. Many learners feel nervous when they hear themselves speaking English, but this exercise is very assistful. Choose a simple topic. Talk for 1 or 2 minutes. Then listen to your recording. Notice what you did well, Notice where you can improve, don't criticize yourself. Simply learn from what you hear. The first time I recorded my voice, I felt uncomfortable. I thought my pronunciation sounded strange. But after recording myself every week, I noticed steady improvement. My pronunciation became clearer. My pauses became shorter. My confidence became powerfuler. Recording my voice showed me progress that I couldn't always notice during daily practice. Another excellent habit: thinking positive thoughts in English. Every morning, tell yourself, I can learn English. I improve each and every day. I enjoy practicing. Every mistake assists me grow. These positive sentences may seem simple, but they change your attitude. To a positive mind learns quicker because it believes success is possible. Every morning before beginning my day, I repeated several encouraging sentences. Every more banal, some days I still made mistakes, but those positive thoughts reminded me not to give up. They kept my motivation powerful even when learning felt challenging. Another significant idea is enjoying the learning process. A great many folks only think about becoming fluent someday. They forget to enjoy today's progress. Every new word you learn is an achievement. Every sentence you think in English is another success. Every conversation is another opportunity to grow. When you enjoy the journey, learning becomes much easier. I remember celebrating little victories. When I understood an English story without subtitles, I smiled. When I answered a question without translating, I felt proud. These little moments gave me energy to continue learning. They reminded me that progress happens one little step at a time. Surrounding yourself with English also builds confidence. Change your phone language to English if it feels comfortable. Listen to English music. Watch simple English videos. Read short English stories. The more English becomes part of your daily environment, the less unusual it feels. Eventually, English becomes something familiar instead of something frightening. When I changed my phone to English, I was confused for the first few days. I needed extra time to find different settings. But after a week, everything became normal. I learned many useful words without even trying. My daily environment quietly became my teacher. Don't compare your journey with someone else's. Every learner begins from a different place. Some people have more time to study, others have different opportunities. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. If you know more English today than last month, you're making excellent progress. There were times when I watched fluent English speakers online and felt discouraged. Then I remembered that they had also begun as beginners. They practiced each and every day just as I was doing. That thought encouraged me to continue instead of giving up. Another habit that assisted me was imagining conversations before they happened. Before meeting someone, I thought about possible questions and answers in English. Before going shopping, I imagined talking to the cashier. Before making a phone call, I practiced simple sentences in my mind. This mental practice made real conversations much easier. Always remember that confidence grows little by little. You don't suddenly wake up one morning feeling completely confident. Confidence is built through thousands of little successes. Every English thought, every simple sentence, every story you listen to, every page you read, and every conversation you practice adds another brick to your confidence. The most significant thing is to keep going. Some days you will feel that your English is improving quickly. Other days you may feel stuck. Both experiences are completely normal. Learning isn't always a straight path. Sometimes progress is gradual, but it never stops. If you continue practicing, one day you want is something astonishing. You will hear English, understand it immediately, and answer naturally without translating. You will smile because you will realize that your brain has changed. English will no longer feel like a foreign language. It will feel like a natural way of expressing your thoughts. So continue believing in yourself. Continue thinking in English each and every day. Continue making mistakes, learning from them, and moving forward with confidence. Each and every day you practice brings you closer to the person you want to become. Your journey is already moving in the right direction. The best part is that your English will continue growing as long as you never stop thinking and believing in yourself. Chapter 7. Your English journey begins today. First of all, I want to say congratulations. If you have stayed with me until this point, you have already taken a large step toward learning English. Naturally, we have talked about stopping translation, building daily habits, thinking in English during real-life situations, making English your first thought, and developing confidence. Now, it's time to bring everything together. This chapter is about believing in yourself and continuing your journey every single day. Remember, becoming fluent isn't about being perfect, it's about making progress one little step at a time. Let me tell you one last story. A young man dreamed of speaking English fluently. Each and every day he watched videos of people speaking lovely English. He admired them, but he also felt unhappy. He thought they were born with special talent. One day he met one of those fluent speakers and asked, "How did you become so great at English?" The person smiled and replied, "I was once exactly where you're today. I couldn't speak. I translated every sentence. I made many mistakes, but I never stopped practicing." Those words changed the young man's life. He realized that fluency isn't a gift, it's a result of little daily actions. From that day, he stopped waiting for the perfect time to learn. He began thinking in English while brushing his teeth. He spoke to himself while cooking. He listened to simple English stories every evening. He read one page every night. He wrote several sentences before going to bed. Some days he improved quickly. Other days he felt like nothing had changed. Still he continued. After 1 year, something astonishing happened. He met a tourist who asked him for directions in English. Without thinking, he answered immediately. He didn't translate. He didn't panic. The words came naturally. As the tourist walked away, he smiled. That simple conversation showed him how far he had come. He realized that every little practice session had been worth it. Your journey can be exactly the same. You don't need to study for 10 hours each and every day. You don't need expensive courses or perfect grammar books. What you need is consistency. Tip: 5 minutes of thinking in English each and every day is more powerful than studying once a week for several hours. Little daily habits create large results. When you wake up tomorrow morning, begin your day in English. Say, "Great morning. Today will be a great day. I will practice my English." As you eat, be quick. Describe your food. While walking outside, describe the weather. While working, think about your tasks in English. Before sleeping, remember your day using simple English sentences. These little habits may seem little today, but after weeks and months, they will completely change the way your brain works. There will be challenging days. Sometimes you will forget words. Sometimes you will feel tired. Sometimes you may think that your English isn't improving. Don't believe those thoughts. Learning is like planting a tree. When you plant a seed, you don't see a tall tree the next morning. Each and every day the roots grow deeper even when you can't see them. One day the tree becomes powerful and lovely. Your English grows in the same way. Every thought, every sentence, every story you read, and every conversation you practice is assisting your English become powerfuler. Never be afraid of making mistakes. Every mistake is a lesson. Every lesson makes you improve. The people who become fluent aren't the people who never make mistakes, they are the people who keep learning from every mistake they make. So smile when you make a mistake. It means you're learning something new. Always remember why you began learning English. Maybe you want to improve job. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to study abroad. Maybe you want to watch movies without subtitles. Maybe you simply want to speak confidently with people from around the world. Whatever your reason is, keep it in your heart. Let it remind you to continue practicing each and every day. Believe in yourself even when progress feels gradual. The English you practice today becomes the confidence you will have tomorrow. Every simple sentence you think today becomes part of your natural speaking tomorrow. Every new word you learn today becomes part of your future conversations. One day you will look back and realize that thinking in English has become normal. You will understand English without translating. You will answer questions quickly. You will enjoy conversations instead of feeling nervous. Most significantly, you will feel proud because you never gave up. Always remember this simple truth. Fluency isn't built in one day, it's built every single day. Every little effort matters. Every minute of practice matters. Every English thought matters. Keep moving forward. Even if your steps are little, small steps taken each and every day led to great success. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I truly hope this series has inspired you to begin thinking in English naturally. Your journey doesn't end here. In many ways, it's only beginning. Keep practicing. Keep believing in yourself and never stop learning. I know you can do it because every fluent speaker was once a beginner just like you. If you enjoyed this lesson and found it assistful, Please support the channel by clicking the like button and subscribe for more simple English lessons, simple stories, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. I would also love to hear from you. What is the largest challenge you face when trying to think in English? Share your answer in the comments below. Meow. Let's learn together, encourage each other, and grow as one English learning family. Thank you for watching. Take care. Keep smiling. Keep thinking in English. And I will see you in the next lesson. Delighted learning and have a marvelous